Before you buy any business, there's one number you've got to know first. If it doesn't check out, don't waste another minute and certainly don't spend another dollar. I'm talking about real cash flow of the business, not what the tax return says and not what the broker promises you. Hey there, I'm Jason Schmidt with Firewatch Business and a CPA who's worked with dozens of companies and individuals in helping them make educated financial decisions. I can tell you this one number separates a smart purchase from a financial disaster. Stick around because I'm going to show you how to calculate it in just 5 minutes. That's it. And I'll give you the Excel calculator that I use to do it here at Firewatch Business. That's where I help you implement KPI-driven strategies to expose what's really happening in your business and increase profitability. And that we align your systems so that your KPIs actually improved and accountability becomes part of the culture in the operations. And then I will help you put in place a system for hiring and training and maintaining the right people so that you can keep efficiency and profitability top of mind. That's why I've started a free school community called Firewatch Business Lab. And what we're covering today is in there in the Firewatch Business Lab on school.com. Because before you start any business, you've got to know what the numbers really mean. If you want to follow along, grab my free SDE Excel calculator inside my school community at firewatchbusiness.lab. It's free to join, and that link is in the description. A few years ago, I met a guy named Chris. He bought a small service-based business that showed $120,000 in net income on the tax return. It looked great on paper, right? He thought, perfect, that's enough to pay myself and cover the loan. 6 months later, he was struggling. The business was barely breaking even. When we sat down and dug into the numbers, here's what we found. The owner's wife was working and not taking a salary, and he had to outsource that work to the tune of $30,000 a year. The owner wasn't taking a salary either. So that was not included in the profitability number. There was a one-time $20,000 legal fee, and depreciation on the equipment was right at $15,000. Okay, when we adjusted all that, the real cash flow, or the seller's discretionary earnings, SDE, was closer to $45,000. Okay, the real cash flow number turned out to be $45,000, not $120,000. You know, did Chris buy a bad business? I don't know. There's so many other things to look at. But we definitely know that he's bought one that doesn't cash flow. He can't even pay himself, and he's going to have to figure something out. You know, he just didn't understand the real numbers before he bought it. And had he known the real numbers before he purchased the business, do you think he would have bought it? I don't know. Probably not. Now, I know we are deep in the weeds, but I want you to make smart financial decisions. So I really want you to pay attention because this is where you start. This is why this single financial check is so important. The seller's discretionary earnings. And it should be the first step before you buy any business, okay? It's the true cash flow a business is generating with one full-time owner and all the normal operating expenses. Here's how you find it. Right, you ready? Start with the net income, then adjust for a few things, for 4 things actually. Add back the owner's pay if the owner's getting paid themselves, because you're going to pay yourself differently. Add back interest and taxes, because those will be how you set up your financing and structure for your deal, so those will be different. And you add back depreciation and amortization, because those are non-cash expenses. Add back personal or one-time expenses that won't continue under your new ownership. Once you do that, you'll know what the business really earns for you as the owner. And that's why investors and buyers use this SDE, because it tells them the true business amount of money. It tells you if the business can pay you and the loan and still make a profit. And we're going to walk through Chris's example. And if you want to follow along, download the Excel sheet. It's from my school group. First, we're going to start out with net income of $120,000, which is what we saw in the tax return. Subtract out the salary the buyer needs, right? Whatever Chris needs was $80,000 is what he was thinking that he needed to take home to make sure his ends meet at home. We add back interest, which we didn't have any in this example, and we add back depreciation of $15,000 because it's a non-cash. We add back a one-time legal fee expense of $20,000. But we have to subtract out the unpaid spouse labor that you're getting, and we needed to replace that with a $30,000 subtraction. So now your seller's discretionary earnings, the SDE, is $45,000. That means this business actually produces $45,000. Okay, if the seller is asking for 3 times net income, that price tag is $360,000. If you're looking at it and you say, no, it's 3 times SDE, that's only $135,000. It's a big difference. And you can know instantly whether that number is a good number or a bad number. You'll know whether if it fits your income goals and you'll be able to make your loan payment and pay yourself. See, that's the power of the seller's discretionary earnings, the SDE. It turns a messy tax return into a clear, honest look at the business and what it's really worth. If you want this SDE calculator and more tools like it, then you'll find them inside my school group, Firewatch Business Lab, and the link is right here in the description. So grab it and test it on your next business deal before you waste a dime. Here's the bottom line. Numbers never lie, but you have to know which numbers to look at. The SDE tells you what the business truly earns for the owner. If you skip it, you're guessing. If you use it, you're making smart, informed decisions. That's what we want to do here. That's why we're in the weeds. And when you build your business on the financials and the operations and building a team, profitability is not luck. It's a system that you can repeat. If you're serious about buying or growing a business the right way, start with the financial foundation. You know your numbers and they'll take care of you, guaranteed. All right, if you're looking to start a business in AI, I have this video right here that tells you all about AI businesses that you can start right now with no money down. And I guarantee you, you'll have your sale in about 2 weeks, your first sale in 2 weeks. It's amazing. AI is taking over. If you're not really into it now, you better get into it. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Keep on hustling.